Hey, how y'all doing? It's Sharonda, and hey, how y'all doing? And I'm here today with a book review. Some bookish thoughts on you will on Realm of Thieves by Karina Hale. So let's go ahead and get into this thing, shall we? So hey, how y'all doing? Hope your week went well, your weekend is going well, and if you rather you have the day off or not, I hope your Memorial holiday goes well for you too. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this. First, I would like to say thank you to Berkley Romance for letting me read the digital eARC early, but also Berkley did send out some June releases to folks, and I actually received the finished copy of Realm of Thieves. And I did not read this yet, but at some point I will, and I'll probably give a more, you know, no, I won't. No, I won't. All right, let me not even lie. But I will read this. But I will probably reread the book at some point because I really did enjoy this book. Okay, and inside of this book, we have rival families. We have a problematic, toxic family. We have a woman who's just trying to survive, just trying to get by. Okay, we have dragons, not nice dragons. These dragons be killing people. They will eat you. They do not like humans. And basically, inside of this world that Miss Hale has created, the dragons are warded off on their own island, okay, because that's how dangerous these things is also heavy on religious themes. We have a religion that worships dragons, but they also torture people. And this is the land, it's called Eastland. This is the land that our heroine Brenlin comes from initially, but she is no longer on that island. She lost her parents when she was young. She was in a goddamn convent, okay, that pretty much was torturing people. They, like I said, they were religious fanatics. And her aunt ends up rescuing her from that convent. So now the only way for her and her aunt to survive, they are in this underground city that people go to where they want to be free of any type of government rule. They have their own rules down there. They don't do whatever they want to do, but they go by their own rules, okay? And her aunt live in this underground city, okay? And Brenlin is kind of sort of like a fugitive or whatever, so it's good for her to be down in this underground city. But Brenlin also wants she wants more freedom than what she has, okay? But the way that her aunt survived is that Brenlin becomes a thief, okay? And in this story, we have it where thieves that work for these rival houses, just think of like kind of like mafia family houses, whatever, that steal these, go on this island with these hostile dragons, okay, and steal eggs, the dragon eggs or whatever. And they steal the dragon eggs because the eggs, not the yolk, but she called it suin, if I'm saying that right. I don't know. But anyway, the suin just below the yolk or whatever it is able to give people who take it magical ability, or as it is described inside of the book, it releases or just heightens their already abilities that they have or whatever. So she works for one of the rival houses, and when we go inside of the book, she is actually kidnapped by Andor Colbeck, okay? And Andor wants Brenlin because he's like, something is different about you, okay? Like I've been watching you, girl. I see your work. You good work, okay? You getting on and off this island or whatever, but something's different about you, okay? Them people, okay, they want you for a reason, and I want it. So he ends up kidnapping Brenlin, and her dog. Now with Brenlin cannot, she does not that she cannot take the suin, but when she takes it, it does not work for her. Nothing. She's taking cups full, shot glasses full. It is not working for her. But she is able to survive her job because she has a dog. The dog is magical. This dog is able to shift in and out of places. It's a dangerous ass dog, but whatever. The dog is magical and it's able to shift, and it helps her by distracting these dragons, whatever. But on this latest job that she has, she ends up getting kidnapped by Andor because Andor wants her, and he's trying to figure out just like, what is it about you that this family want? Like, it's just not you and this damn dog, girl. It's something different, okay? And the story goes from there. So Andor is actually a thief for his family too, even though he does come from one of these royal families, rival cartel families or whatever. He is a thief too. Now Andor is a very complicated character. His family is toxic. They messed up, okay? They daddy don't really like none of his kids, and their uncle is an abusive drunk jerk, and their father tends to lean towards the uncle, and his father and his uncle pretty much think that Andor is useless, okay? Andor does have ability. He is able to, he's super strong, he has speed, and he has a healing ability. And him and his father it's not even tension, they just hate each other, okay? Andor, when he was 13, he wasn't able to save his mother. He had just came into his healing ability. He was like using it every now and then. He's a 13-year-old child. Nobody told him how to, or taught him how to use it. So when he wasn't able to save his mother, his father just turned his grief onto his son by making it a hatred situation now. And Andor has been living with this guilt of not being able to save his mother at that time. So when it comes time for him to use his healing ability, he really doesn't, because he's just not very confident in it. We had this romance develops between Brenlin and Andor because of close proximity. He has kidnapped her and her dog. He's taken her back to his homeland, and he has this plan, because within these rival families, they are doing different things to get a leg up within the with the royal family or whatever. And Andor's family, the Colbecks, are no different. And Andor has this plan to find this egg. It is an egg that if anyone takes the suing, they become immortal. They cannot die, no matter what happens to them. So he has this plan to basically, which was his reason for kidnapping Brenlin, to get her to help him find this egg. Now, as I said, Andor just knows there's something different about Brenlin. Like, yeah, you are good in your job, you know what I mean? Like, you can get on and off this island, get these eggs and get off alive. And yeah, the dog can help too, but girl, there's something different about you. I want what that is. But by the time we get to the end of the book, we find out what it is and why Brenlin when she takes this suing, it basically does not work for her as well. Okay, now for the romance, I did enjoy the romance. I love the chemistry between Brenlin and Andor. They had very good banter together. They pretty much fall for each other really quick, and I like that. I think the pacing of this story was well done. She keeps the pacing throughout the books. We did have some lagging moments towards the end, but I think with her providing very exceptional fight scenes, especially when, between not just Andor and Brenlin when they first met, but, they have fight scenes with a rival family when they had to go back to this convent because that's where this, this special egg is. There are fight scenes with that. Like, the fight scenes were really well done, and it keeps the pacing of the book. It's just a very excitable read, okay? Especially when they come in contact with these dragons, because like I said, inside of this book, these dragons are hostile, okay? They don't like humans, okay? So they always like bobbing and weaving, trying not to get ate or whatever. So it's very, the fight scenes and the scenes with the dragons where they're just trying to survive to get these eggs or whatever, they're very tense, and I like that, okay? Quick spoiler for this book, we find out that Brenlin can, the reason why the sewing does not work on her is because she has dragon blood in her. Her and her mother are direct descendants of these people that have dragon blood within them or whatever. In the land where Brenlin is from, her mother and her father were prosecuted, but we're gonna find out that's why the sewing does not work on her, because she is a direct descendant of kind of like these dragons or whatever. She has the blood within them, because within the read, every time Brenlin had a contact with a dragon, they would just like sniff her and be like, all right, girl, we ain't gonna bother with you or whatever. But everybody else around her was getting taken out or whatever. So by the end of this book, like I said, we find out why Brenlin cannot take the sewing, or essentially why it does not work for her. We also found out that her mother isn't quite dead. You have to read the book to find out what happened to her mother. It was crazy. This scheme that he has to get this egg that has this ability for a person to become immortal, it kind of like falls apart. We basically get a happily ever after at the end of this book, where Andor and Brenlin become a couple. His relationship with his father still isn't good. They are able to steal one of the dragon eggs, a fertilized dragon egg, where his father has this plan, or his younger brother has this plan to actually raise dragons, but they don't know how that's going to work, because like I said, these dragons are dangerous. They don't like humans, as I said, okay? So it's going to be interesting how she moves that story along with them raising a dragon. But we also find out that because Brenlin has this dragon blood in her, that possibly she can, but because these dragons are very territorial, and again, they don't like humans, it's going to be trial by error. But also, they did not tell his daddy that. So his daddy just think, oh, I'm gonna have a dragon, I'm gonna be the baddest mug around here because I'm gonna have a dragon. We gonna see, okay? We get like a brief intro into the next book. The next book is going to be his older brother's book, Vidar, and he is the grumpy older brother. But anyway, basically, when Brenlin comes in contact with her mother again, her mother is telling her that egg that they were trying, that immortal egg, it is not supposed to be in the hands of humans. But we kind of find out that Vidar has taken some of the sewing from that egg, and we don't know what he's going to do with it. He's a very sketchy brother, so I don't know, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I really did enjoy this book. For me, it was a good read. I high-key enjoyed it. I liked the action. I liked the chemistry between the romance couple. They were just very good for each other. Like, they were tough. And I liked Brenlin because she was like, I may not have no abilities, but I'm going to survive this, okay? Like, that lady went through so much. Like, she lost her parents. She loses her aunt. Like, yo, her suffering was crazy inside of this book, okay? But I think for like most romances, somebody got to be suffering, child. So yeah, it's Brilliant's character, but I just really like the chemistry between her and Andor, and I just liked Andor. He was just like, yeah, he was tough, and he, like I say, he could be vicious and brutal when he can, but he's just a very caring character. Like, he actually cared about people. And even though he was, he was using Brilliant in the beginning, he felt hard for her, and he did want better for her because he saw how much she was suffering, how much she lost. So he wanted better for her. And I was like, oh, he's such a, he's a good guy under all that, sometimes crazy, but it was a very good read. I really did enjoy it. Again, this book comes out on June 10th. If you have read the eARC, or if you read this book, when you come across this video, let me know what you thought about it. Because listen, I was here for Realm of Thieves, and I'm looking forward to the next book, because Vidar is very questionable. I don't know if we can trust him. Like, what's going, so it'll be interesting to see how she moves the story along. Okay, wait, popping back in. This review will be on my blog, Random Reads and Things in Between. Also on my Instagram, I will be doing a tarot pairing, okay? And I will be using the Horror Tarot with that pairing. So make sure you're subscribed to my blog and you are following me on Instagram as well. But that is it for me, y'all. And until the next one, later days.